My dear student, good day. Trust God that you're doing fine. Today I've come to teach you again. Good day, my dear student. How are you today? It's Mr. Damlala in the classroom today. So I'll be teaching you mathematics today, and we are going to deal with, guess what it is? Simultaneous equation. So you've been seeing equations. What are simultaneous equations? How do I know that this is a simultaneous equation? What does it even mean to say that equations are simultaneous? So I'm going to break everything down for you, one after the other. Take your time, take your pen and your writing materials, your paper, journey with me. Now, this is our board here. We're going to start with what simultaneous equation is. So to get started, we say, what is simultaneous equation? Or we say, what are simultaneous equations? Simultaneous equations. Now, to talk about simultaneous equation, I would love us to say we have an idea of simple equation, quadratic equation, and in case we don't have an idea, let me begin from there. Simple equation. Simple equation is when you have something like, let's say, 4x plus 5 is equal to 12. This is a simple equation. This is a simple equation. So this you must have been taught when you're in primary school and probably in your junior secondary school, maybe just 1, 2. So still in this junior secondary school, you must have been taught linear equation. So linear equations has two unknown variables. So let's say I have 4x plus 5y equals to 12. I can take this as my linear equation. This is a linear equation. I hope you're getting it now. So also another equation I want to introduce to you at this level is what we know as quadratic equation. Quadratic equation, I hope you're studying the differences. Plus 5y equals to 12. This is a quadratic equation. So if you look carefully, quadratic equation, if you look carefully the difference, you will see that in the simple equation we only have one unknown, which is x, right? But in linear equation we have two unknown, x and y, and the unknown are of degree 1, meaning that they have a superscript. You know what a superscript is? Superscript is the power of a number that you have. If I say 4 raised to the power of 2, so we say this 2 is a superscript of 4. So that is 4 raised to the power of 2, that is 4 times 4. So we can see that here we have 4x squared plus 5y equals to 12. So that shows that this is an equation of degree 2, while this is an equation of degree 1. So say 4x plus 5y equals to 12. So you can see the x is having 1 as a superscript, y is having 1. When it is 1, you don't write it. That's why I didn't write it here. So you don't have to write 1, 1. No. So having x standing alone, we know that we have only 1. And then in an equation like this, we see that we have unknown and we have a number behind it. We have 5y, so 5 written behind y. So this is termed to be unknown. I mean the x or y is termed to be unknown, while the number written behind it is termed to be the coefficient. So if I say, what is the coefficient of 4x? You should be able to tell me that the coefficient of x in 4x is 4. Is that clear? The coefficient of 5y or y in 5y is 5. So I'll be using this term, coefficient, superscript, degree, as I teach you, so that is why I'm telling you right now, so that you can have an idea of what I'm talking about. So we have a simple equation, we have a linear equation, and we have a quadratic equation. So let's go back to what simultaneous equations are. You see, simultaneous equations are equations that occur at the same time. That's the meaning of simultaneous, meaning that they occur at the same range, at the same time. Simultaneous equation. Don't mind my spelling. I'm going to write a here, simultaneous equation. So you can see that we say we should have two equations of which they both occur simultaneously. Now, when we say simultaneous equation, we would have two ways of having simultaneous equation. When we talk about simultaneous equation, we have two forms. Now, one of the forms of having a simultaneous equation is that we have a linear equation. We have a linear equation, and we might also have a quadratic equation. So we might have one linear equation, and we might also have one quadratic equation, forming a simultaneous equation. For instance, if I have 4x plus 5y equals to 12, that's a linear equation, and I have 4x squared plus 5y equals to 12. So this is an equation of degree 2, which is quadratic equation. So these two can appear together to occur simultaneously, and I'll be asked to solve the simultaneous equation. However, the second form of having a simultaneous equation is when we have the two equations to be linear. For instance, I might have 4x plus 5y equals to 12, and I have 3x plus 4y equals to 10. You can see that these two equations are linear equations. I believe you're getting it. So let us take an example of how to solve simultaneous equations. So first of all, I want to teach you solving simultaneous equation. Solving simultaneous equation using substitution method. Using what? Substitution method. Substitution method. My ink looks very big, so I think I need to reduce the ink so that we can see better. Now, substitution method. Now, let's take an example 1. Example 1. Don't mind how it is written. I believe you will write clearly and better in your book. Now, let us solve for x and y in 4x plus 5y equals to 12, 3x plus 4y equals to 10. Now, these two are linear equations. Now, when you look at these equations, you will see that the variable x and y are having coefficients greater than 1. I believe you get what I'm saying. Variable x and y, the unknown x and y, remember that this x and y stands for numbers, right? Now, they are representing a particular number of which the coefficients are multiplied with. Now, x and y are having a coefficient. X in the first equation is having coefficient 4. Y, 5y in the first equation is having coefficient of what? 5, right? Now, all the equations, the two equations, you can see that the x and y's are having coefficients greater than 1, meaning that it is advisable to use elimination method to solve this kind, except that there is a reason, or it is stated that you should use substitution method to solve it. So it is advisable and it is more easier to use elimination method to solve simultaneous equation in which the unknown of the equations have coefficient greater than 1. Now, I purposely put down that, so we will come back to it. So instead of this, we will take this equation 4x plus 5y equals to 12, 3x minus y equals to 20. Are we there? Now you will see that first equation here, I have 4x plus 5y equals to 12. Second equation, second linear equation, I have 3x minus y equals to 20. So definitely one of the equations is having an unknown whose coefficient is 1. Which one is that? That is y. So whenever an unknown is standing on its own without a coefficient, definitely there is a 1 in it. Do you get now? So that is 1y, if I want to call it 1y, 3x minus 1y, 4x plus 5y. So wherever I have an unknown to have a coefficient equals to 1, it is easy for me to use substitution method to solve that. Now let us solve this part using method. Let us solve this part. Now, solution. I'm to solve for x and y, right? Now, I will say 4x plus 5y equals to 12. I'll take that as my equation 1. Then 3x minus y equals to 20. I will take that as my equation 2. Now, the first thing I will do is to form equation 3. So I will say form equation 3. Now, from where do I form equation 3? I will form equation 3 from equation 2. Why equation 2? Because it is in equation 2 I have an unknown, variable of x or y, of which is carrying a coefficient equals to 1. Therefore, I'll form my equation 3 from equation 2. So form equation 3 from 2. I hope you get it. Now, how do I do that? So I'll say 3x. Now I will bring 20 in just to make that one unknown to be the subject of the formula. Because this is plus 20, when it comes over equal sign, it becomes minus 20 equals to, now minus y comes to the other side, becomes y. So meaning that y is equals to 3x minus 20. So I take that as my equation 3. Is that clear? Now, this is where the word substitution method comes in. I will now say substitute equation 3 into equation 1. So I will not substitute into the same equation that I formed it from. So I will not take the second equation to substitute equation 3 from it. Now what does substitution means now? Remember that while I was forming my equation 3, I made one unknown the subject of the formula, that y becomes equals to, the equation 3 becomes y equals to 3x minus 20. Now the solution there is that in equation 1, wherever I find y, I substitute y for 3x minus 20. So I will now bring out my equation 1, 4x plus 5y equals to 12. So let us do the substitution. So I have 4x plus 5, open bracket. Now I want to substitute y for 3x minus 20, you get, equals to 12. So I'll say 4x plus, I'll open the bracket, 5 times 3x, that will be 15x, minus 5 times 20 is 100, equals to 12. That 5 is not applicable to 12. It's only applicable to the brackets opened and closed. So I have 4x plus 15x should be 19x, right? now equal to 12. So minus 100 goes to the other side, becomes plus 100. Are we together? Very good. Now I have 19x equal to 112. So the next thing is to divide both sides by 19 so that I will have x standing. 19 cancel 19 here. Then x is equals to, how many 19 can I get from 112? So you can use your calculator to get it done. So I should have, am I going to have 5? I'm going to have 5 whole number, right? That is 19 times 5. I will have 95, Abby. So 19 times 5 will be 95. I'll be left with 17 all over 19. So this is the value of x. 5 whole number, 17 over 19. So now that I have gotten this, I will put in the value of x into equation 3. That equation that I formed. Put in the value of x in equation 3. So when you put your value in equation 2, remember that equation 3, let's check our equation 3 again. Equation 3 says y is equal to 3x minus 20. So we'll put it there. Equation 3 says y is equal to 3x minus 20. So since I'm putting the value of x in equation 3, I will now say y is equal to 3, open bracket, 112 all over 19. Remember that is what it was, minus 20. So it's as simple as saying y is equal to 336 divided by 19 minus 20 over 1. So y is equal to 19, 336 minus 380. So I'll be left, y is equal to 44 minus 19. Remember that will be minus. So minus 44 all over 9. Y, so y is equal to, that will be 2, will be 38 minus 2 whole number 6 all over 19. So I've gotten the value of x and y. My x is positive while my y is negative. So my final answer is that x is equal to 5 whole number 17 over 19, and my value of y is equal to minus 2 whole number 6 all over 19. I believe you will enjoy the class. God bless you. I have some exercise for you. If you have any question concerning what we have learned, simply drop your question in the comment section below. God bless you. So try this at home. Put your answer down. Exercise 1 on simultaneous equation. Solve for x and y in A. So let's say 2x plus 4y is equal to 10, and 3x plus y is equal to 15. So solve this and drop your answer. If you have any question, drop it in the comments section. We meet in our next class. Bye bye.